The quarterfinals at Wimbledon are underway. Time for Nick's tennis corner. Who wins if it's Djokovic and Alcaraz?
Good job. So I picked Carlos Alcaraz before the tournament. I really liked what he did yesterday in dropping the first set and then storming back to victory. The draw is, it's not really like super favorable for either one of them the rest of the way. It's not like one of them has a way easier path. You could argue that Djokovic has the slightly easier path, but in the quarters, Alcaraz is playing the 6 seed Rune, and Djokovic is playing the 7 seed Rublev. I think Rublev's probably a little better than Rune, but you call that a wash. And then you would think that in the semis, Alcaraz would play Medvedev because he's playing the unranked American Eubanks, and that Djokovic would play Yannick Sinner, because he's playing an unranked guy himself. So, but call that part a wash. I think we're going to get Alcaraz, Djokovic, and I'm going to stick with Alcaraz. Even though Djokovic right now to win the tournament is minus 200 and Alcaraz is 3-1. Now, I did give you guys, if you remember, Medvedev as the long shot. And he's now still alive in the quarters. Here's what I actually want to talk about here. Djokovic, if you'd asked me 18 months ago, the greatest tennis player ever, I would have said Federer, then Nadal, then Djokovic. Djokovic continues to make a case, though, maybe the strongest case, that it might be him. So, Djokovic has won the last 4 Australian Opens that he has played in. 19, 20, 21, and 23. Now, that is not 4 consecutive because he did not play in 22 because he was not allowed into the country because of the vaccine stuff.
Got it.
Djokovic has won the last 4 Wimbledons he's played in. 18, 19, 21, and 22. There wasn't a tournament in 20 because of COVID. So he has a chance to tie the all-time record for consecutive Wimbledon victories with a win in this one. He could tie Roy Emerson's record. Hold on, let me check that actually. Because how many Wimbledon, is it 4 or 5? I think it's wins streak record men's. Borg won. Did Borg win 5 in a row? Sorry, guys. I should have looked this up before the show. Oh, Borg. When you go to Borg Wiki, you get an actual, like, a Borg, not Bjorn Borg. How many? Bjorn Borg won Wimbledon, 5 years in a row, as did Federer. So that's the record. So he could tie that record with a win here. But what it would also mean for Novak is this. He has won the last 4 Australians he's played in. He's won the last 4 Wimbledons he's played in. He has won 2 of the last 3 French Opens he's played in, with the 1 loss coming in the quarters to Nadal. He has a chance for the single season Grand Slam, which he almost won in 2021 when he won the first 3 majors, and then the U.S. Open that year. He made it to the final, but lost in straight sets to Medvedev. What he's in the midst of is an all-time run. And if he were to win this, it's really hard to not admit, even if you don't love him, and I don't love him, that he's probably the best ever. And the fact that he has racked all of this up is truly remarkable that he did it. He started his career during Federer's heyday and then had to go through Nadal's entire heyday. And I understand he has gotten a lion's share of his majors, not the majority, but 10 of them in the Australian. But 10 Australian, 3 French, sitting on 7 Wimbledon, 3 U.S. Opens. It's also odd to me that he has been so successful at the Australian and not nearly as successful at the U.S. Open. But set that aside. So it's 23 majors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Another 11 finals. An all-time, maybe the greatest career ever. It's weird because I just don't think he's better than Federer, but the numbers at this point are becoming undeniable, and he might have left a few majors on the table because in 2022... Go ahead.
But couldn't Djokovic tie Fed for...
What do you mean? For the most consecutive Wimbledons?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he would be doing. He'd be tying him, but I'm saying he wouldn't be breaking the record.
Got it.
Tying Federer and Bjorn Borg if he wins this. Now, again, it is weird because it's not 5 years in a row, but it's because the tournament didn't happen in 2020. For the Australian Open, he didn't participate in 2022, so he doesn't actually have that streak going. I'm simply saying he hasn't lost at the Australian Open since 2018. He hasn't lost at Wimbledon since 2017. And a chance for a single-season Grand Slam. With all that said, I'm rooting for Alcaraz. I hope the kid gets it. He won the U.S. Open last year. I hope he starts an unbelievable run. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.